What do you mean? I've totally made enough Q&A and comment response videos.
Dude, CGP Grey has made more Q&A videos than you.
Touché. I wonder how many Jacksfilms references I can make in this video. Welcome to Q with A, where you have questions and I have answers. So it's a Q and A, but my name's Alex, so it's Q with A. I realized the other day that I never really explained that, which means the title was either confusing or... No, yeah, it's still not that witty. Anywho, speaking of CGP Grey, I wanted to start off this video talking about the time I met CGP Grey, because I was listening to Showmakers the other day, which is a podcast by Sam from Wendover Productions, who is a very nice guy, by the way, and Brian from Real Engineering, who subscribes to me, which is just mind-blowing. So, Brian, if you're watching, hi, you're really cool, and you follow me on Twitter, so that's really cool. Jeez, Alex, get it together! He's a subscriber, he might be watching, this video has to be perfect! We should collab sometime! I blew it. They both run great channels, so you should totally check them out. But anyways, on this episode of Showmakers, they were talking with Joseph of Real Life Lore, who also has an amazing channel, about how they met CGP Grey at VidCon that year and how it just blew their mind. And I met CGP Grey at VidCon this year, and it blew my mind. So I thought I should share that story with you. You didn't really ask for it, so here you go. That's 2! 'Twas the night before VidCon, and all throughout Anaheim, conference anticipation grew, but, in the meantime, many educational YouTubers got together and met up. I talked with many of my heroes, the fun wouldn't let up. Then, in midst a conversation with my friend Corey from 12 Tone, I saw, across the room, a YouTuber who was well known. With a smile on his face, standing down the hallway, I knew I had just witnessed CGP Grey. Yeah, I'm gonna stop rhyming now. Put yourself in my shoes. A YouTuber known for his introverted lifestyle, who I've looked up to and has inspired me for many, many years, was standing at the other end of the room. Oh, by the way, if you don't know, CGP Grey is a phenomenal educational YouTuber. I probably should have cleared that up. For some reason, I just straight up run away from the conversation I was having and go over to my friends Matt from Conjecture and Jabril from Stuff Science and Physics Girl, and I just go, hey guys, hey guys. CGP Grey is here. And I was like, I know exactly what I'm gonna say, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go over there. The entire time I was just thinking to myself, okay, as long as I'm not talked about on Hello Internet, I've done something right. So I wait for a sorta enough break in the conversation Grey was having for me to walk over, and I'll never forget what I said next, because I'm way too proud of it. Hi, Grey. I know you hate this, but I just have to say I'm a huge fan of your work, and you're a huge inspiration to me. And Grey laughed at that and said thank you, and then he said, I kid you not, there are no kids here. Wait, and then Grey said, you look familiar. Have I seen you before? You know that gif of Andy from Parks and Rec? Yeah, it felt like that times a million. So then I said, well, I made a video for Tom Scott, you might have seen me over there, and Grey said he did, and then he was like, it's a bit too loud over here, let's go over there. So we walk over to the wall, and the next thing I know, I find myself having a private conversation with the man, the myth, the legend, CGP Grey. We talked for a bit, and then some other people came over, and we all talked, and finally, the cherry on top of the Grey sundae, we got the most CGP Grey exit possible. It was amazing. Grey puts down his drink and says, I'll be right back, guys. And that was it. It was awesome. It was so great, you guys. If there was an epilogue to this story, it would be this. Earlier that day, Grey had tweeted a picture of himself at VidCon with the caption, It Begins. And before I met him, I replied, Grey, if I see you, I'll do you a favor and not say hi. As my friend James from Amor Sandy pointed out, I could not follow through with that promise. Moving on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have done it. I have found the best comment thread on the internet, and I am proud to say that it is on one of my videos. But Alex, you ask, what is this thread you speak of? From my Truth About Zero Calories video, Tatiana asks, what is a DFTA? Now for the record, at the end of all videos, I say DFTBA, which is a Hank and John Green Nerdfighteria thing, and it stands for Don't Forget to Be Awesome. However, what came next was simply magical. DFTBA stands for, Darling, fetch the battle axe. Dear Finland, today bishops arise. Thanks, Ted Mosby. Don't frighten that baby American. The DFTA is the Department for the Aging, but the DFTBA is the Department for the Badly Aging. Dandelions fly through blue air. Death for the bigoted Americans! To Audible has over 180,000 books! Jacksfilms reference! Don't fly towards big airplanes. Come on, guys. And finally, don't forget to binge anime. Of course, I have to take my crack at a couple. DFTBA. Dude, fortune tellers battle awfully. Dogs flip to barking animals. Do fail to badly act. Do turtles fall the way down by John Green's new book? I'm just gonna open up to a random page, and the first word I see is E. coli. Cool. So Tatiana, thank you so much for asking that question because it inspired the most beautiful chain of responses I've ever seen. Next question! Julian asks, are there any videos you'd like to delete on your channel? Yes and no. My early videos are terrible. They're not great. In particular, I dislike episode 4, which is about taxes, and episode 5, which is about eggs. I just realized that by saying I don't want anyone to watch them, it'll probably drive traffic to them. Oh no. But while I dislike them, I'm not going to delete them. I'm not ashamed of my past videos, nor do I think I should be. Yeah, they're pretty bad and cringy, but they show who I was as a filmmaker and as a person at the time. I think when you go back and watch those videos, you see, or I see at least, how much I've grown as a YouTuber, educator, and person. You know, that's why I really like these Q&A episodes. As much as you can get a sense of my personality in my actual videos, they really are a time for education, while these Q&A videos are a time for you to get to know a little bit more about my philosophy and outlook on life, as well as being a way for me to capture what this is and document it for the future me to look back on and see how I've changed. On the Kendrick Lamar video, Amanda writes, I swear someone can mention the most basic of music theory and people will cry musical genius. All he did was add the same melody and an octave higher. That's like the most basic harmony you can do. The song is great musically, but don't analyze the last octave doubling to prove it. There's more relevant and interesting things in the song you can analyze instead. However, if the octave doubling actually symbolized something, that would be interesting. And Amanda, while I get where you're coming from, my argument isn't that the music theory of Humble is musical genius or anything. My argument is that the music is simplistic and complements the lyrics, and it's the lyrics that are musical genius. I show the Bo Burnham clip in the video where he argues that what makes Kendrick great is how he focuses on the words and not making a sick beat. You yourself say in your comment that it is the most basic harmony you can do, and that's exactly my point. Kendrick doesn't use sick beats or anything, and the music he does use doesn't itself symbolize anything. He just uses a simplistic instrumental track, which is so minimalist it steps out of the way and allows the lyrics to shine. Speaking of Bo Burnham, also in the Kendrick video, you should make a video about Bo. No hate on Kendrick, but I think Bo is more deserving of a video, especially with his song Can't Handle This. Just an opinion though. Yeah, Bo Burnham is definitely the person who has influenced my life the most, but I've never actually met in person. Bo's comedy is brilliant, hilarious, and thought-provoking all at the same time. I truly cannot speak more highly of a person. A video on Bo is definitely on my bucket list. As a matter of fact, I might just dedicate a whole video to how he's touched my life, if you'd be interested in that. But until then, if you are new to Bo Burnham, I recommend watching his Netflix special Make Happy first, and then What, and then at that point you're probably hooked, so check out his YouTube channel and some of his earlier stuff like Words, Words, Words. It's at this point in the Q&A I would like to rap about how important it is to share my videos on social media or Reddit, and subreddits like r/videos or any relevant subreddit. Drop a sick beat! It's really important. Nothing rhymes with important. Seriously though, I do want to take a sec and thank the people who have shared my videos in the past. Like in one day, my standardized testing video literally doubled its views. It went from 5,000 to 10,000, and YouTube Analytics tells me that that is mostly because of, quote, external sources, which is most likely Reddit, and most likely this post, which has a very kind title. Thank you so much. For any future videos, if you like them, it would be a huge help if you shared them. One final note on the Kendrick video, a lot of people were fans of that shrubbery censorship, so yay! I literally spent so long trying to come up with something to bleep out the adult language. Originally, I just said F, but then I remembered the great words of Bo Burnham.
Never waste a moment. Every moment can become a comedic moment. See? So, just a little lesson for comedians.
Some other words I considered were melon, pineapple, and smurf, but ultimately, shrubbery took the cake. A couple of you have commented on the fact that I've now been including sponsors at the end of some of my recent videos, and this video itself actually is sponsored, but we'll get to that later. I'm curious to know what you guys think about these. On the one hand, it allows Technicality to make more money, and 100% of that is invested right back into Technicality and making these videos even better, and I get to introduce you to some products that I think are cool, but on the other hand, I can see how they are a bit intrusive. So, what do you guys think? Do you think I should keep doing them? Do you think not? And also, just in general, does your perception of channels who have sponsors change? And if so, how? And do you like having the sponsors at the end, or are you okay with me mentioning them at the beginning? Maybe you prefer that because it's more upfront? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I always love getting your feedback because when it comes to stuff like this, I think it's especially important to have your opinion because I want to make Technicality the best it can be. So yeah, thanks. Let me know your thoughts by voting by clicking the I right here, or just like I said before, I would love for you to expand on your thoughts in the comment section down below. Yay! Dance party! Bump some beats! Bump some beats! Memes Are Life, great name, asks Q&A question. Why do you think you are a Slytherin? If you do not know, I'm a proud Slytherin. I display my banner with pride in the corner of my videos. Okay, so there are 4 Hogwarts houses, and each have different characteristics. I'm not a brave Gryffindor, and I'm not a patient Hufflepuff. Then, Ravenclaw, which is the choice of many people in education like CGP Grey. Ravenclaws are curious, witty, and in short value intelligence, while Slytherins value ambition, talent, and quality. And that's just it, my dude. Everything I do is to better and perfect my craft, the thing that I am always working on, that I'm always thinking about. Perfection, ambition, quality. I'm not kidding about that, by the way. I currently measure the success of an activity by how many Technicality videos come out of it. Also, the Pottermore quiz told me I was a Slytherin. after asking me a bunch of totally related questions like, should I walk through a beach or a forest or something? Who knows? Maybe it's because I just like being different and like to pretend I'm special in this world overwhelmed with monotony and insignificantness, and maybe going against the grain is the only way to get noticed, which in itself is a Slytherin-like quality, and may, despite the fact I genuinely do like England, also be the reason why I spell things the British way. Who knows? And finally, I'm doing this new thing at the end of videos where I highlight my favorite comments of the last video, so if you write a nice comment, I will try to feature it. Thank you so much. However, I got this comment on the Kendrick video, and even though I featured it in my favorite comment section, I just wanted to feature it again because it's incredibly kind. Thank you so much, Peddling Prince. This is really nice. Thank you. On the next episode of Q with A, we conquer the standardized testing video, the Snapchat video, and more. Thanks for watching DFTVA, and explore on. But wait, I have time for one more comment. Who's sponsoring today's episode? Thanks, person who's totally not me. Huge thank you to Decor Nova for sponsoring this episode. They make phenomenal lights. I've put their jack-o'-lantern lights on my set because Halloween is coming up and I like being festive, but honestly, every string of lights they make is great. They sent me a ton of really cool lights, but these glass jar lights are my absolute favorite. I love having them in my room. If you want to get your own sweet lights, click the link in the description. Thanks. If you have a question you want me to answer, leave it in the comment section down below, and I'll pick my favorites for the next episode of Yai! Jacksfilms reference! Ha!
Come out, Virginia, don't let me wait. You Catholic girls stop much too late. Sooner or later it comes down to fate. I might as well be your one. Only the good die young, but I'm only can't see me because of the exposure.